Naoya Inoue, I was going to say disgrace, but it's a bad word. You are disappointing, Naoya Inoue. You are not the fighter that I thought you were. I've got to say, his resume is pretty shit, to be honest with you. This is not a pound-for-pound resume, and this is not a pound-for-pound year. Take him out of the pound. Naoya Inoue, time to be taken out of the pound-for-pound list.
How's it going, everyone? I hope you guys are all doing well. So a video I felt like I had to make, basically after hearing the comments from Eddie Hearn on Naoya Inoue, and obviously I had a lot to say. So that's what we're going to break down in this video. Before we get started with that, as always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's really get into the comments made by Eddie Hearn. This guy is something else. This is someone that I've talked on this channel in a not positive way on numerous occasions now. And again, I'm going to make another video basically talking about Eddie Hearn, and who he's been for a while, to be honest. Saying that Inoue's got not only a bad resume, but he should be removed from the pound-for-pound rankings. Someone close to Eddie Hearn really needs to, sit him down one of these days. The problem is all these people that are interviewing Eddie Hearn, they're there, they're basically fanboys. So all these people that are, interviewing Eddie Hearn, they're happy to just get the interview. They're not going to ask him the difficult questions. Guys at IFL TV, those guys, they're fanboys of Eddie Hearn. They're not going to ask him the difficult questions. They're not going to put him in his place. And that's really what should have happened to Eddie Hearn for a long time now. Now, David Haye is actually David Haye is the last person that actually, really told Eddie Hearn what it is.
Katie Taylor interviewed the other day, really interested to see how she was her first fight, really looking forward to it. She starts talking, you barge her out the way, here we go, apples and pears, jumping around, clowning around. It's not the Eddie Hearn show. You should be promoting your fighters. A boxing promoter promotes the fighters, don't promote themselves.
And I've got a lot of respect for David Haye, because David Haye actually told Eddie Hearn that basically he's going about this all the wrong way. The behavior of Eddie Hearn recently has, in my opinion, just been nothing short of a disgrace and an embarrassment. Really been doing this for a long time now. More recently with Artur Beterbiev, basically calling Beterbiev arrogant and, going in on his character. I mean, why are you calling Beterbiev arrogant? People trash talk Beterbiev. He doesn't even say anything back. He's not a trash talker, religious guy, keeps to himself, family dude, and he never ever talks trash, and he carries himself in a good way. So, why are you even going there with Beterbiev? We've seen, obviously, look at what Gervonta Davis had to say about Eddie Hearn.
What's the beef with Eddie Hearn? What on Twitter?
That's the question I'm with. He's a snake in a suit. That's all. He's a snake.
Why Eddie Hearn? Why?
Bro, he let what's the guy's name? Conor Ben test positive and was still gonna let him fight.
This is the same guy that when Dillian Whyte failed the drugs test, when Dillian Whyte was signed to you, you let that fight go on. It didn't come out until after the fight that Dillian Whyte failed the drugs test. Conor Ben, Chris Eubank Jr., Eddie Hearn is someone that says, I like to do things for the community. I really care about the health and safety of fighters. Did you care about the health and safety of fighters when you got Chris Eubank Jr. down to 157 pounds, completely weight drained, and you were going to let a fight continue when Conor Ben failed numerous drugs tests? The only reason that fight did not happen is because the journalist actually had the backbone to come out and say that Conor Ben failed 2 drugs tests. And it wasn't really until the backlash from the media that you decided to call off the fight. Did you care about the health and safety of fighters then? No, you didn't. Look at the comments with Canelo Alvarez.
It doesn't really matter how long he's banned for. His reputation's finished in the sport. Maybe a life ban is what's needed. Also means a lot that Canelo Alvarez wants to work with us. To be promoting Canelo Alvarez is a dream. I mean, it's difficult for me to criticise because, one, I'm a Canelo and Eddie Reynoso fanboy. And again, I don't want to sound like too much of a fanboy, but how cool is Canelo Alvarez?
1 second you're saying Canelo's legacy's been tarnished forever. Canelo should be banned for life from boxing. Next second you sign Canelo Alvarez and you're sitting there saying, Canelo Alvarez, I'm in awe of him. best fight I've ever seen. He's my friend, this and that. Eddie Hearn has got some serious issues. And, this is just a guy that, at this point, I really can't stand him. As for Naoya Inoue, to even make those comments, he said Naoya Inoue has got a bad resume and he should not be on the pound for pound list. What do you even say to this? Seriously, what am I supposed to even say? That is, even casuals would not make that statement. You're someone that's supposed to be in the boxing business, in the boxing industry, and you're saying Naoya Inoue should not be on the pound for pound list. He is 2-time undisputed, a world champion in 4 different weight classes, hardly lost, has probably not even lost 10 rounds in his entire boxing career. Been fighting for titles, 28-0, 25 knockouts, got everything in terms of his style, power, speed, footwork, accuracy, counterpunching. And you're saying that he should not be on the pound for pound list and he's scared of MJ and all these things. And I just think that Eddie Hearn is just completely out of control. He's out of control and he's turned into a real nasty character. What Eddie Hearn is not understanding, these fighters like Beterbiev that you like to disrespect, Naoya Inoue that you like to disrespect, Chris Eubank Jr. that you've clearly got no respect for. These fighters, they've accomplished things in the ring, they've put their bodies, their lives on the line, they've sacrificed. And for you to just sit there and completely disregard and disrespect them, honestly, you should be ashamed of yourself at this point. You should be ashamed of yourself with these recent comments. And all Eddie Hearn is doing, just like David Haye said, he is not promoting his fighters. All he's doing is he's putting a massive target on his fighters' back. The same way that he said Callum Smith is going to knock out Beterbiev, we saw what happened in that fight. The same way that he was disrespecting Beterbiev. I actually like Dmitry Bivol. Before that fight, I hoped that Beterbiev destroyed him because you've given me no choice. You've given me no choice but to now dislike Bivol. I don't really know MJ. I don't know much about him, but you're not promoting MJ. You're just putting a target on his back. And if and when that fight happens, because trust me, Inoue is not afraid of no one. So if that fight does happen, I'm telling you now, I hope that Inoue smashes him to pieces. He's going to do it, but I hope that Naoya Inoue smashes MJ to pieces for all of the disrespect, for all of the nasty comments. I hope that he destroys your boy the same way that Daniel Dubois destroyed your boy as well. Anthony Joshua, all these comments about Anthony Joshua, the best thing ever. Anthony Joshua never should have been on the pound for pound list. Naoya Inoue is 20 times the fighter of your golden goose, Anthony Joshua. He's 20 times the fighter of him. You can't even put them in the same league. So that's all I've got to say about the comments of Eddie Hearn. Obviously, this is a video that I felt like I had to make. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I'm being too harsh on Eddie Hearn, or are you just like me and you've had enough of what this guy's got to say?